Hey everybody. Is it okay? Yeah, there. It looks like it's working now. All right. Um, how's everyone doing today? I'm tired. It's been a weird week. Um, but it's been a while, so we should probably, as always, we're gonna wait a few minutes to get started to let people get logged on, and then we'll take some prayer requests. And but don't put them in until I say I'm ready. We'll only take those for a few minutes. Um, but yeah, it's. Thanks to everyone for being patient with me. I went home back to Texas for Christmas, and my cousin had a legal proceeding, and so I went to support her in that, and she had been she had really bad vomiting for like 3 days beforehand, and we just all thought it was nerves, and it turns out she had the flu. And she'd been vaccinated. I've been vaccinated, but it was a strain that the vaccine didn't cover. So, um, so of course I got it right as I was like coming home. And whenever I get sick, I tend to get this, like, even if I feel better, I'll have this lingering cough that will last some weeks or months afterwards. And the cough just has been really the thing that's been keeping me from doing this. I was like, I can't talk for an hour, and I'll just cough all the way through it. So I kind of waited for that to fade away enough that I could handle doing this. So now I'm back, but it is this whole. I mean, there's just been so much going on, and it's just been exhausting. And I know I'm not the only one that's going through, a lot of stuff right now. Um, but yeah, I'm like trying to get the new store up and keep up with this, the other one. It's a lot, and I'm having to learn a lot, and I don't like it. I hate it. It's such a pain in the ass, and I would just rather prefer that the store just be up, and I could just go on with the fun stuff and not have to deal with learning how all this new other stuff works. And um, anyway, so that's my gripes. But I'm really grateful to be back. I'm grateful for everyone that's here, and they're going to be logged on. We got 18 people. We've been kind of averaging around 20, so we'll see what we get. But it's not about numbers; it's the quality, not the quantity. So let's see. Do I have any news or anything? I can't think of anything off the top of my head that I haven't already talked about. Oh yeah, I did start that Substack with so that people can have uh, pretty much whatever I do, I'm going to end up posting over there, and that way people don't have to follow me necessarily on social media. They can just sign up for the Substack, and then they can get everything in their email. And that way, because I know, like, people are confused about like where people are going to be. Like Facebook has decided to be awful, and I mean more awful. They've always been, and this has been my complaint. Like, all of these sites have always been bad. They're already horrible, and just them saying, "Oh, now we're going to be horrible," is no reason for me to freak out because they've always been horrible, and they're already were doing the things that they're saying they're going to allow happen. It's like that was already happening. So I don't get it. Um, I mean, because it's all bad. It's all bad. Like, it's trash. It's just all it's horrible, and it hurts. It hurts everyone that's a part of it. So if you're not on it, I totally understand. If you don't want to be on it, I get it. If you're going to leave it, I understand. But at the same time, if you're leaving it just for that, I don't understand that. It's already, you know, awful. So, but anyway, I do have the Substack for people that don't want to be on any kind of social media and still want to be able to know what's going on and keep up with new releases and whatnot. Um, okay, so let's talk about the prayer requests. If you want to put in a prayer request, wait until I say so, and then um, put prayer request as the first two words so I know it's a prayer request and I can copy and paste it out. Um, Try to keep them simple. Don't add extra words. Don't say thank you, Jareth, or anything like that, because I'm just copying and pasting. And then when I'm trying to read it, I'm not pre-reading it. I'm just going to read it. And it can be awkward when you're trying to read something that's not written for to be read and it has extra words that don't need to be there. Also, only put a request in one time. There's no reason to make the same request 5 times. That's just going to make people angry at you and make them kind of make their intentions kind of go and work against you. So don't do that. Um, all right, so let's go ahead and put in your prayer requests. Oh yeah, well I'm doing this like go ahead and talk about something that happened last night. So last night I was waiting on my wife to finish something up, and so I opened up Facebook and I was just kind of mindlessly scrolling, and I saw someone posting attunements that looked very similar to mine, and but they were a little different. They were like 4 chi balls instead of 3, or stuff like that. And then, but they were like the Kabbalistic ones. I'm like, no one else has these. Like, are they making the attunements based off of the information from the manuals, like remaking them, or what are they doing? So, but I looked and like they were using the same language. They were just copying and pasting the descriptions. And so I made a comment about like, hey, these look familiar, and they're like, yes, they're yours. And I'm like, well, you should say something about that. And you would have thought I attacked this woman. Um, she acted like, and at one point she's fine, like, I'm done giving you my energy. It's not worth me giving you my energy. I'm like, you're not giving me your energy. You're literally taking mine and reselling it, for fuck's sakes. It's like the entitlement that people have is just crazy. And the thing is, I'm not against people reselling the attunement. All I'm asking is just to do the very basic, like attribute where it came from. That's people. This isn't even just an ego thing or anything. This is like people deserve to know where an attunement came from. Someone may very much not like that I work with demons and not want an attunement from me because I also do demon work. And people need to be able to know where they're getting what they're getting and where it comes from and who the founder is, so they can go look into that. You know, it's just I just don't understand. People just see they can make a buck and they rush into just whatever they can do, and it's just so dishonest. Any more? This is last call for any prayer requests. No, it's not about copyrights, intellectual property, or trademarks. It's about because there's a long tradition of people passing attunements on, and like it's why I include the lineage. It's for you to add yourself into the lineage. Like it's okay to pass it on. Just give And the thing is, this is common in attunements. Like, people have been passing them on and selling them online. I didn't invent that. There are people that do it, and they all everyone just automatically says, oh, okay, these are created by so and so, and these are created by this other person, and it's fine. It's people still make money reselling the attunements, and but everyone is credited for the work they've done too. So, um, yes, exactly. I mean, it is exactly Reiki is what all of this is inspired by and everything. That was the first big one to hit, Reiki, and so people resell Reiki all over the time, all over the place. But people don't say that they invented Reiki. Um, they might make their own spin on it and say, okay, well, I've created. I can't even, like, the one that always pops in my head is like the mermaid goddess within Reiki attunement or something, and but even that, like, that carries that person's name that created it. Like, I didn't make anything brand new here. I just started doing it with demons, which was the new thing, and introducing it to occultists, which is a group that had kind of avoided all of this stuff before, and made it palatable to them. All right, I guess that's it for our prayer requests. Thank you all for those, and we will get started here in just a second. But anyway, so if you resell my attunements, just say you're reselling my attunements. Hurt my wrist like a month ago. It's mostly better, but man, it's weird getting older and how long things take to heal. Okay. Let's take a moment to take a few deep breaths and center ourselves. Listen, all you who can hear me. The Father is mysterious, everlasting, and transcendent. The Mother is here and is all things, all that we can see and don't see. We are the holy children, and together we are who create reality and have the privilege to experience and explore creation. Let us join together now as one in prayer and create a new world. We pray in the name of the Father, the Mother, and the holy children. Let our hearts become a holy temple and our minds a holy throne. Enter God all-powerful and dwell in the temple of our spirit. Let our thoughts be as immaculate light and our gratitude become an unconquerable power. Ge laba, ga'a duayin ya iara, a oxentasa anen romi. Ge monons, noa ne sia ian, ge mana ne oxia ya zimii, ia iadam, ad feans a sia ian, agega, ge engula noan appeared, age ekren noan, ugeg mikals. I'm not calling the Mother for the divine authority to call on the angels. Galva, show yourself and sink into me. Bring down the flaming temple of your seething loins upon my mighty sword. Be thou my drunken harlot. I inhabit your throne in heaven in the joy of God. Thunder understanding underneath me and groan the secrets of holy mysteries in my mouth. Bring forth the philosopher's stone and become my handmaid. Gava Zamran Karboth Yol. Drixal Yarpor Sia Ian Dega Urep Dox Mire. Or Mikals Napta. Bob Or Orspa Babylon. Ol Zoldirega. Ge Axia Yal. Imagiax Ola Mozad. Avavago Mikath Raka Ol. Hodo A La Yad. Danya Kiklis Yol Butman Yolkam A Dar Anoan Okirst. She who is the end, Mother of all, pray for us. Open the eye of our hearts so we can see the secret truth of the heavens, so we can see the face of the highest, so that we can become the most powerful. I pray that all confusion of our own power be destroyed. Open the eyes to the truth that the spirit of man magnifies the spirit of God and is the Holy Spirit. We are the creator. We create creation. I am the Lord your God. I am what I am. Galva extentasser lava lapge. Odo a uan noan. Arge monans. Argat uan a latyad. Veoan. De a madriax. Arget. A aduayen. De ya yada. Arget noan a ya yadan. O lava tolunke. Dege Mikal Ziram Kirasab Odo Ge Ua Uana Tuaveowan Aga De Cordis Ovaf Aga De Iad Ad Zir Kam Gamfai Ge Zirdo Aka'a Ge Kaas Kaan Zirina Yad Gahoakma. A prayer to banish all curses and wicked spirits. United in one prayer, we will now ask for the freedom from the impression of all as curses and harmful spirits. Take a moment and feel how much you hate being oppressed by a curse or harmful spirit. And as I perform the banishing, transform that feeling into gratitude, as though you are already free. I, Jareth Tempest, by my own name and by my own authority, banish all curses and evil spirits from all who hear my voice and desire liberation. Ol Arpan told Ama told Babylon, God told Isopath. In the name of Ya Iran, the all-powerful, and Zillidarp, who stretches forth and conquers, I banish all curses and evil spirits from all who hear my voice and desire liberation. Ol Arpan told Ama told Babylon, God told Isopath. In the name of Galva, Lady of the Apocalypse and Mother of the Angels and Abominations, I banish all curses and evil spirits from all who hear my voice and desire liberation. Ol Arban told Ama told Babylon, God told Isopath. I place all who are willing under my wing and my protection. I call upon the mercy of the kings of the four watchtowers, Bata Eva, king of the watchtower Exarp, Ra'agios, king of the watchtower Hokoma, Igza Heheka, king of the watchtower Nanta, and Edlaparna, king of the watchtower Bitom, to open their gates and send forth their legions, to set up a hedge of protection around everyone who listens to my voice right now, who desires to be protected. Build an impenetrable fortress around us and keep us safe. Blons par de Sopath, Yokam, Givi Patriarchs, de Blons gay. Now feel your gratitude for being delivered of your oppression and take a moment to know that you are safe and protected. Filled with divine authority and now free from the influence of all harmful spirits, I will recite the first key to unlock the heavens, so we may summon the angels of the day to do our will. O Samvorsk Goho Yadbalt, Lench Kal Zamfro, Sobra Zao Ro Ati Naspad Gra'a, Ta Mapir Dishol, Ka'a Nathoa Zims Ad Kumaa, Ta Noblua, Zion, Soba Thil Gnap, Perge Ald Ab, Verbs Obela, Kursarm, Ohorla, Kappa, Pure Odds on Reds, Kap, Yadna, Pila, Farms, Zerza, Adna, Diskono, Yadpil, Dishom, Otto, Soba, Ipam, Louis Palmas, Dis Leholo, Vet, Zand, Peomal, Ad, Bagba, Aa, Ta, Pia, Piamo, Yad Veowan, Zakare, Aa, Zamran, Orokikle, Ka Zorgo, Lap Zero, Noko Mod, Heath, Yada. An invocation for all the angels of Sunday. In the name of Iran and Yabis, on this day of the sun, I, Jareth Tempest, conjure you, all the angels of Sunday, Lord Sol, the illuminator, king of all the stars and begetter of vision. O Lord Sol, whose angels nurture and cause the herbs and the trees to bear fruit, who adorns the whole world with majesty, who banishes adversities in the darkness. Lord Sol, the embellishment of priceless things, the beauty and the majesty of pearls, gold and all precious stones, the glory of kings and the thought of judges. I, Jareth Tempest, conjure you, all angels of this day, servants of Lord Sol, who is inconceivable, incomprehensible, who sees the powers of heaven and understands the splendors of Ida. I conjure you, all the angels of Sunday, luminous spirits of Lord Soul, the candle that burns before the dark and dreadful Zilladarp. I am Jareth Tempest, and you will not disobey me, for I know who I am. I am the child of wisdom and the lover of Galba the mother, the end of all things. I remember that I am Gahawakma. I am what I am. I am Yido Ego, he that sits on the holy throne. I am Ya Yidan, the all-powerful. I conjure you by the mysterious and powerful name of the outer circumference Horwin, by the seventh who governs the seven, Head Im Hiai, by the archangel of the sphere Raphael, by the archangel of creation Mikael, by the unspeakable name of God Oizir, by the daughter of light Iana, by the son of light Damal, by the daughter of the daughter Izad, by the son of the sun Liba, by the archangel of the sun Semeliel, by the rulers of the Heptarchy King Kamar and Prince Baganal, I conjure you King Bobogel, magnificent king of the sun, Prince Bornogo, ruler of the hours of Venus, Governor Bonifon, ruler of the hours of Mars, Governor Banafa, ruler of the hours of Jupiter, Governor Barrigas, ruler of the hours of Mercury, Governor Buskanop, ruler of the hours of Saturn, Governor Bablibo, ruler of the hours of Luna, and your above names and powers I conjure you and all your angelic ministers. Grant your grace, power, virtue, and wisdom in all that we now ask. I, Jareth Tempest, do summon you all now and charge you to obey and to serve me, my wife, my loved ones, all my friends, students, clients, and all who hear these words, and everyone who calls on you in my name, and carry us all through life in a state of playful wonder and well-being. Let love, health, abundance, prosperity, success, belonging, victory, freedom, and everlasting joy flow forever into our lives. Be with us, bring success in all the works we attempt this day, this week, and all the days of our lives. Turn back all foul fortune from us and bring us only good fortune. Guide us where we need to be, teach us what we need to know, and show us what we need to see. I seal this command with the word of power, Agla. A prayer to end suffering. We cry aloud for all who weep. Those whose bodies are in torment, they are healed. Those whose thoughts are confounded, their minds find peace. Those whose lives are lamentation, they are comforted. The lonely find love, and the defaced find beauty. Where there is war, we demand peace. Where there are empty mouths, we demand a rich harvest. Where people are poor, we demand gold. Where there is wrath and torment, we demand deliverance and justice for the wicked. Where the wicked reign, we demand righteousness. We not humbly pray for this, we demand it. Not in time, but this day. We are the holy children. We are God. We are the mother, and we speak with the speech of God. We open our mouths and we create heaven out of torment. We invoke all the holy servants of God from all the heavens to create a kingdom of love, a kingdom of peace, a kingdom of joy. We demand the kingdom of heaven this day, so that all weeping is only a memory this night. Gebahan no one told dis raklir, soba kiniliman no one gemir, pa no one kakam, soba angelad no one unke, pa mana no one in tharze, pa soba apila no one iafan, pa no one blioria, asaga momans raklir no one bliorga, ada tanub no one turbs. Kuian trian salv naspad, gefifis and tharze, kuian, Datrian afa bumana gefifis las azigiar. Kuian plazin noan raklir, afa limla gefifis adkal. Kuian da trian vormfo, ad mir gefifis, zon rezig, ad baut noan a Babylon. Kuian Babylon bagpa gefifis, bauto. Geyib zura lava noan oi gefifis, ip capimeo, oi baskim, ge ad anen romi. Gen no one yad. We no one exentasa ad ge kamlax ad laugeth. Get odo butman ad kaas magiax get amir. Ge agedko to. Ad nen noka ad de yad. Ad to magiax. De kaas lando de bliorga, lando de tharze, lando de mals. Gefifis a lando de magiax. Oi baskim ad raklir pop nor. Oi virk. A prayer for the dead. We now remember those who have come before us, and we pray for their souls that they find their way to the place of peace and healing in the next world. Feel your desire for your ancestors to find the lost or unhealthy dead, or anyone who has recently died. Then as we pray, turn that into gratitude as though you've already received 1,000 blessings from your ancestor. We look back on our ancestral bloodline and call on those ancient ones who shine with wisdom and love. We honor you. We praise you. We pray you work in healing for the dead and torment. We also pray that you look for all in our bloodlines and light their walk to your home. Shelter the dead in peace and heal their hearts. We praise you, O wise ancestors. We think of you and we sing your praises. We also humbly pray that you shine your wisdom and light on all of our works. Get Dorfa, get Teloa Kinila, ad Adget, ad de Soiga, Teloa dis Loholo Miketh, ad Bliorga, ge Yadrix, nonke, ge Okrimi nonke, ad lava nonke veul, Kakam, ge Gemir, ga lava nonke Dorfa, Tol, gega Teloa, Kinila Opir, o Insi de Salmon, Blanza Teloa Endarze, ad Page, ad Kakam, oi monons, ge oikrimi nunke, ke sorge teloe, ge engelad nunke, ad ge oikrimi, ge zura lava nunke loholo miketh, ad opirt ketol ge consibra. A prayer for reconciliation with the world. We pray for the soul of the world, for all of her daughters and sons. We repent of destroying her children and despoiling her treasure and making her diminish. Open our eyes so that we can see our spirit community. Open us to hear their weeping. Open our hearts so that we can flourish together. We pray to hear their wisdom and act on it. Ge lava al ge ka'a ad tol til pasabs ol nor. Ge mua ge putzar til neromi ad irasid til limla ad al til putzar odo ge uana. De uram kafafam eaf zorgega, odo de solpath oi raklir, odo ge monans, oi ge to kakam, ge lava solpath oi mikath ad sor ta. A prayer for health. In the name of he that lives in supreme life, I invoke the she that is the end. We sing praise to your glory. I pray to you for the health of all who listen to my voice and all of their loved ones. Let your face be friendly and shine healing on us. Repent our death. Hearken our groans and lamentations. I call on the holy servants of the sun to deliver us from torment. Let us flourish everlasting. Ga'aduayin, de iadpil ad yabis ol argedko galva, ge oikrimi de gi bustir, o lava de ge la kiniliman, kakam, de tos de solpath, de o bia ad moman fafen, bob odoa ian zorga, ad loholo gege, mua ge telak, tuatar ge ugege, ad yofan, al argeta ne, no kaad da ra, zon rezig gemir, trian, kakam go ahead. A prayer for pleasure and prosperity. By the name of the highest, in the name of the all-powerful, I invoke the mother of all. We praise your mighty beauty and power. I call on all the holy servants of the sun, that I and all who listen and pray are lifted upon the pillar of gladness, and crown us a garland of gold, girdle us in treasure, and pour down glory and triumph upon us. Grant us a harvest of pleasure and joy. God dua yin ya yada, ad ya yadan, ol argetko exentas galva, ge o krimi nonka, conse terbs ad lunch, ol arget atol ne naka ad de avror na ol tol de solpeth de lava, ziram farms mirk ad nazarth, ge momor ge obelek, de adkal, tra'a, gege limlal ad panpir, boostir ad homta, mirk ge deluga, ge azigyar, de kirasahi ad mod. I pray for love and belonging. I invoke she who is the end, mother of the world. I pray for all of you all of you who hear my voice, that you are loved and have someone to love. In her powerful name, I call on all the holy servants of the sun to cast out your loneliness, binding it for time everlasting. And I pray that the true love of your life manifests. I pray that no scorpion separates you. I pray that the two become one. I pray all of you find belonging among loving people. O arged kodgava extentasser. O lava lap tol de solpath dio via trion bliorga. Adrian molap get de bliorga. Get tib mikauzo duayin. Ola get a tol nano kaad. De of roar de arpan. Get saga momans danse. Allah lap capimeo go head. Ad o lava ge veoan bliorga kaad. O lava ge siatris tilab nonke. O palapolo. O lava lap to noan kafafa meaf zorge olag. I pray for justice. Highest God, measureless light, creator of all things, just one, bring forth justice to the government. Cast down the harlots from their thrones and lift up the servant. Give everything to the righteous. Cast down the powerful to hellfire and crown a kingdom of justice. Yada, may office opir ka'ala tafklo yabis. Yapil yoyad oyad. Yokambat. Dead nata'ab. Arpa na Babylon pa oxia yal. Farms and noko de luga tafklo diabalit. Arpa na mikals de donas dog amastastos. Moma lando diabalit. And now for your intentions. For DN to meet the perfect man for them, to have a happy relationship, and for MM to support them financially, that they achieve financial stability and independence, and their bacterial vaginosis to go away. Yadfifis Kagil. For MV, that they continue to learn, and that their magical abilities continue to increase, manifesting all of their desires. Yadfifis Kagil. For R, for clarity and motivation for their son, Bede, regarding his career path. Yadfifis Kagil. For WB, for their chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. Yadfifis Kagil. For G, to find the perfect apartment to move to and acquire the funds necessary to do so. Yadfifis Kagil. For DD, for peace to be restored in the relationship with their mother. Yadfifis Kagil. For GJC, to increase their ability to see divine beauty in everything. Yadfifis Kagil. For A, that they may have financial success in their Etsy store. Yadfifis Kagil. For DOS, to manifest extreme income of 20,000 euros in the next couple of months. Yadfifis Kagil. For ML, that all their products and services get fully booked. Yadfifis Kagil. For SKTV, the steady increase in income for their ministry, increased spiritual knowledge and communication, success in all things for their wife and them, rapid winnings for their family financially and spiritually. Yadfifis Kagil. For AW, that the 6-month back pay be paid right away. Yadfifis Kagil. For SG, to overcome the challenges at work next month and to find the right guidance to address health-related matters. Yadfifis Kagil. For SAM, for Abundant Ministries, increase subscribers to their channel and web traffic, consistent monetary donations and steady membership. Yadfifis Kagil. For R, for the removal of monitoring spirits and negative attachments and renewed creativity. Yadfifis Kagil. For PFMP, for success and awareness of their store, for increased subscribers to their channel and consistent large sales in their website and Etsy shop. Yadfifis Kagil. For BAC, that they ask for clearing of all obstacles, internal and external, so as to smoothly realize their dreams. Yadfifis Kagil. For L, please repel any individuals who seek to interfere with, influence, or compel me to do anything related to my business that I do not wish to do. Yadfifis Kagil. And for all the desires that we hold in our heart, feel the desire for what you want, and then state what you want, either out loud or in your mind. Then transform your desire into gratitude as though you've already received it. Lord, answer our prayers. Yalpi Fiskigil. We sing praises to your name. Ge oikrimi degi duayan. And now for the pathworking. Path 27. The third path of inner strength, the path of love magic, for any form of love magic. Close your eyes and imagine yourself walking out your door. Imagine you begin to walk west. It is raining. You come to a creek. You follow the creek, and as you follow the creek, it widens and grows until it empties into a lake. You find a boat, and you take the boat out into the still water of the lake. Eventually, the lake empties into a river. You follow the river down, and as you go, more rivers join, and the waters swell and flow. Finally, the river meets the sea. The great ocean spreads itself before you into infinity. The waves crash against a single solitary tower that rises from the waters into the sky. This is the angelic Watchtower of Water. It is tall and made of blue stone. Hold the image of the blue Watchtower of Water as I say. May we enter and safely pass through this blue Watchtower of Water. May we successfully traverse the third path of inner strength, the path of love magic. May we attain success in this initiation, for any form of love magic. We approach closer to the watchtower and see the lapis lazuli gate. Its door is closed. Before the door is the angelic guardian Saiz. He is a strong, active, and very masculine angel with small wings. He wears a blue robe. He wears a string of pearls that bestow the power of divination. Try and hold this image in your mind as I say, O Saiz, I call to thee, come and open for me the lapis lazuli gate. And as the Watchtower of Water which you guard, I ask to gain entry by the threefold secret holy name, Meth, Arsal, Gayik. I open the gate with the key of water. O Thil Lasti, Bage, Ad Dorfa Gaholo, Geg Kis, Ge, Auago, Kormf, Ped, Donsef, Izi, Ve, Kasarm, Oali, Mab, Soban, Ad, Kormpo, Kalrap, Il, Kasameg, Kro, Odo, Z, Kis, Ad, Vareg, Des, Ka, Pi, Malo, Kis, Ka, Pi, Ma'an, Lonshin, Kis, Ta, Lo, Kla, Torga, Nor, Kirasahi, Ad, F, Kasaga, Bagle, Zevre, Naa, Ad, Disi, Ad, Apila, Dowo, Aib, Ka, Al, Zaka, Ad, Zamron, Obelisong, Rez, El Aof, Nor Molap. Saiz walks up to you. A light shines about him. The light shines into you, penetrating you completely. As he embraces you, he says, I am the angel of water. I am the angel Saiz. I am the guardian of the lapis lazuli gate. Enter the Watchtower of Water. The gate opens. As you approach the gate, there is writing above it. It follows, therefore, that everything has a center, from the which the some confluent beams of my proper power do proceed. When these are perfectly known, then are things seen in their true kind. Walk through the gate into the Watchtower of Water. The floor and walls are made of blue stone. You feel the power of the waters moving through the stones. Joy, fear, love, anger, calm, and hate move through the stones like waves, ever changing with the tides. You feel the flow of all feelings. Something inside you wants to open and to surrender to them, to open up and to receive all the rushing currents of the heart. I will repeat the threefold secret name for protection. Meth Arsal Gayik, Meth Arsal Gayik, Meth Arsal Gayik. We now come to a stairway leading up. Before it stands another angel. He is a very handsome, masculine cherubic angel with large wings. He wears a blue robe. He holds a pendant of yellow zircon that bestows the power to transform emotions into love. You can feel powerful energy coming from him, penetrating you and filling you. He says, I am the cherubic angel of water. I am the cherubic Ta'ad. I am the guardian of the aquamarine stairway. They embrace you, and again you feel their light shine through you. They say throughout eternity, I manifest myself from earth to water, within water. I read the words written above the aquamarine stairway and rise up through the Watchtower of Water. You begin to climb the 12 steps of the aquamarine stairway. As you read the words, happy are those that are elected, but happier are those that persevere in their election. At the top of the stairs, you enter the floor of water within water. You see a blue stone fountain. The air is cool and damp, like a cave. You see a second staircase. The words above the stairway say, the spirit that speaks to you is that of a tower to build, a strong tower and a mighty tower, yea, such as one has not been from the beginning. Great is the foundation thereof, for it is of iron. But greater are her walls, for they are of diamond. Most great are her turrets, for they are the 7 heads that behold, judge, and gather. And they are made of truth, the spirit of eternity. Under the laying of every stone are you made privy. For this tower you are provided. We now climb the second stairway. At the top of the stairs is another angel. He has strong masculine characteristics and wears an red-orange robe. You feel strength emanating from them and can bestow strength on anyone who comes before them. Unafraid, approach him. He embraces you. He says, I am Ogata, he who is like a garland. I am an angel of the cross of water. I bear the cross of water from water to air within water. The floor of air within earth has a cool, wet breeze. You see a third stairway. Above this one is written, have you any law sweeter than the pure illumination and sweet dew-like comforts, the voices and presence of the holy angels? Climb the third stairway. It is cool and dry and smells of myrrh. You now step out into the tier of fire within water. You see 2 majestic nude angels, the king of the Watchtower of Water, Ra'agios, and the goddess of the Watchtower of Water, Geav Roes. If you identify as male, stand before the king. If you identify as female, stand before the goddess. Listen to their description and try to visualize them both. Creative power flows out of them. Their nature is to make things. You sense they like to place living things into their bodies. Their presence fills you with a sense of life-giving creativity to express infinite spiritual ideas through finite form. You can feel that they can bestow the gifts of healing and longevity. King Ra'agios wears a blue crown on his head and holds a golden cup in his left hand. The goddess Geav Roes wears a violet tiara on a head covered in blue hair. She holds a blue chalice that is inscribed with the magical word Trom and yellow in her right hand, and a mirror in her left hand. You will now embrace the king or goddess. Feel yourself melt into them and transform into them. Again, if you are King Ra'agios, you are a beautiful man with a blue crown and a golden cup in your left hand. And if you are the goddess Geav Roes, you are beautiful with blue hair, a violet tiara, and you hold a blue chalice that is inscribed with the word Trom in yellow in your right hand and a mirror in your left. Now continue to imagine that you are the king or goddess and turn towards your consort who now faces you in the nude. Imagine you say, let the daughters of light take up their garments. Let them open the windows of their secret chambers. Show yourselves to be gods. Yea, perform that which you have already promised. Gather your vestures together for those who are sick of need of help. You are the children of pity, and in the loins of compassion do you dwell. Come gather up your garments, for the cankers are ripe and the biting worm seeks to gnaw into the lily. Now smile at each other as though you are in love. Slowly move towards each other and embrace. As I say the word Hakoma, merge God King and Goddess of the Waters together, as you also try to hold the image of the blue stone watchtower around you. Hakoma, Hakoma, Hakoma. Continue to hold the image as I read. The works of the Spirit quicken. The doing of the flesh lead unto distraction. May I have understanding and cast away pride. By true understanding may I learn. First, to know myself, what I am, of whom I am, and to what end I am. This understanding causes no self love, but a spiritual self love that is understanding, but a spiritual self love. This understanding teaches no blasphemy. This understanding teaches no fury. May it teach me to be angry, but not wrathful. For I may be angry and not offend, but wrath is to damnation. Is God a God of justice? May I therefore a just servant? No man inherits the kingdom of eternity without he conquer in this world. No man can challenge justly reward without he be a conqueror, or do the works of justice. Does the world not like me? It is for two causes, either for that I live well and not as a worldling, or else because my wickedness is such that the world wonders at it. If I am the first, I will rejoice, for blessed are those whom the world hates. When they laugh at my godliness, I will be sorry and receive it and grieve at their sinfulness. My garland is goodness, my breastplate is humility, and upon my back I wear patience. A light begins to build within you. It builds and builds, as do the feelings of power flowing through you. Suddenly the light grows so bright you are blinded. A moment passes, and you are yourself again, standing standing in a boat outside the angelic Watchtower of Water. Let us turn now towards the land and sail back to ourselves. A prayer for union with the divine. While we thank you, Karanzam, for the blessing and wonder of ourselves, may we see the truth. We pray for divine knowledge. Fill us with wisdom and open our minds and hearts and eyes so that we understand that we are not poor wretches, but are the holy children of the Holy Mother. Help us to understand that we are one with the Mother, and she is one with the Father, and as they are one, so are we all one. Ge oa krimi koranzam lapa obela atilyob. Arget ge uran veoan. Ge lava lap yadna. Deluga ananael. Oro gemanan. Monans. Uanawan. Ar ge ge iapam ipakama. Kripnoan. Ne korzis dea ne exentasa. Deluga. Alma ge noan saga a exentasa kapi noan. A yad. Nomig. Palo saga. Noan saga. The closing prayer. We praise all of you, holy servants of God. We praise you, Mother of the world. We praise you, God Most High. Let us, holy children, go forth in love and power to speak the speech of God into creation and create a kingdom of heaven. Ge oa krimi to ne na kaad. Dia yad. Ge oa krimi nomke exentasa. Ge oa krimi ya yada. Trion. Geni noromi tustox. Ge bliorga. Ad vohim ge comliax alaugeth. Ge de ka'a ad ka'as lando de magiax. In the name of the Father, the Mother, and the Holy Children. Ga'adua yan ya yada arxentasa ananaromi. Pa'id. All right. Did if anyone had any has had any like prayers answered over since we've been here and had anything to share or any experiences from this path working or anything, you can go ahead and share those now. Or if you have any questions that you wanted to ask. Oh, good. I felt like I was kind of screwing it up. Yeah, that was. Do I have a prayer for Galva? The ones at the beginning. That first one I channeled, and it's kind of. Sexual. It's used as a sexual metaphor for union. Um, Actually, hold on. Oh, it's too long to post here. But yeah, if you go back and look at the beginning of the prayer session, I start with two prayers to to Galva, and actually almost every prayer I mention I call on her name. So most of the prayer service is done in her name. Oh, that's awesome. Someone saying that since I started with the prayers, everything has been going for the better despite all challenges. Oh, that's good. Like, yeah, like, I'm glad that people are getting um, are showing benefits and it's helping people's businesses and financially and stuff. But like last I don't know week or so, people have been like posting a lot of like kind of posts where they're kind of despairing and like maybe even giving up because like they're not getting um, results and but they're also not sharing what they're doing. So I don't know what they were maybe doing, what they weren't doing. That's why I wrote um, that big post about like just telling my story of like how I was able to make it work, which isn't the only way to make it work, but like um, it took a long time and it took a lot of work. It's not automatic. I think was the main takeaway from it. Um, so yeah, it's good to see that people are getting good results from things too. What do I think about the books from Liber Occultist? I don't know which one would like. I just mean from other occultists. I mean, I like some I don't like, and some I. I mean, that's just, I don't. I guess I don't know what you mean by Liber Occultists. Is that a specific author? If so, I have no idea. I've never heard of them. I haven't written the updated manuals for everything yet. That's trying to work that out and get that done is one of the things that's slowing everything down. So as I get them, I will release them. But that there aren't manuals for everything yet. The answer to the Galva prayer was that at the beginning of the prayer, there's like two that are specifically to her, but then almost every prayer in this is done in her name. Like if you go back and look, the prayers for love, prosperity, everything says Galva. Um, but yeah, like there's those two prayers at the beginning. The first one was kind of like a channeled one that I got that uses the sexual metaphor, and then the one after that is one I wrote. Um, I was trying to post it here, but it won't let me. It's too long. Yeah, I don't. I'm sorry, I don't know who. Yeah, I've never read any Liber Occultists. I don't know who they are, so I don't know. It's a very vague name. It's I don't know what that. It's book occultist. That's weird. General opinion about hermetic magic. I mean, that's pretty much what this is. It's hermeticism. I'm pretty much hermetic in my thought. And Hermeticism, it's a pretty broad idea, but it kind of stands separate from, say, like the Gnostic thought. Hermeticism is most of what we are, well, what people talk about in occultism kind of flows from Hermeticism, and which is sort of like, it was a combination of several of Greek and Egyptian magic, but they also were including early Christian magic. But the main thought behind it was that, um, and it mirrors a lot of Eastern beliefs with, in like the Hermetic, um, was it Corpus Hermetica, and some of the other writings, you find out that the um, everything comes from a single divine consciousness, and we are all within that divine consciousness, and we are exploring. We get to live within that divine consciousness and explore it in this seemingly manifest form, and but we are part of that divine consciousness, as is everything in it. As though it's like, I'm not saying everything is a dream, but like how everything within a, if you're dreaming, everything within that dream, every character in that dream is you. Just even if it didn't seem like it, if you don't understand everything about the other characters, it's still all you. And as interacting with the in the dream, you get to understand yourself a little bit better. And that's kind of what everything is. We are all within that being, and then and we are, and as our individual personalities, we um, reincarnate, and as we learn more and more about ourselves, and we can learn, and then there's probably multiple layers and levels and different worlds to explore, different versions of this thing that we're in, to learn more lessons and to further explore more of ourselves. And yeah, and one of the other things with the Chromaticus I remember is that um, he like casts the demons of the planets out of people or something, where people free themselves from the so-called demons of the planets. But it's like that was just the control mechanism that the planets are kind of were ruling people's fates, maybe kind of in an unconscious way. If you were unconscious, the planets and the astrology was um, controlling our actions and thoughts and things, and history. And we needed to wake up to what that was happening, so that we could allow, overcome that and be masters of our own lives, and not be unconsciously just sleepwalking through everything. So that's kind of what Hermeticism is. And so, yeah, I'm basically a Hermeticist. Just I use the Enochian as sort of uh, the system in which I work through those beliefs. So, because it's the system that I resonate most strongly with for whatever reason. I didn't pick it so much as it picked me. So that's just the way it goes. Can you share the experience when you channel Galva? I mean, I do it a lot. That's kind of what I like. Most of my work anymore is like working with her. She's kind of like the goddess that I work with. And um, the first time was kind of I mean, a lot of it's personal, but it was like a big, I've kind of mentioned it and hinted at it. It was this big uh, sex ritual we did. And it was brutal. Like, she was not nice the first time. She was um, very much the goddess of like brutal truth. But she's lightened up a bit since that first time. And I mean, it's just a lot of the things you hear about, like the goddess. Like, they're all things. They can be all things. They can be very friendly and outgoing, and even sexual. And they can also be very dark and scary, and she's been all of the above. Um, she's like the queen of, in some respects she's the queen of heaven, and others she's like, that earth mother. So it's all of the above, and like in much the ways that like in the East you have um, Shiva Shakti. Shiva is the transcendent deity that is beyond time and space, and that would be like Yad and Yada and all these divine names for this transcendent being. But then Galva is the one that's immanent, that is everything that we deal with, and so is therefore the mother of everything from the stars to the earth, um, and all of those energies and stuff. So it can be encompassed. She's very big and can encompass a lot. So there's no, like, you can't nail her down to any one thing. And so yeah, that's kind of. But for me, she tends to appear in like a. I don't know if you've ever seen Bram Stoker's Dracula, but when um, Lucy becomes a vampire and she's white and she's in the white wedding, that Victorian white wedding gown. Um, it's a lot like that. It's kind of like that, maybe kind of a Queen Elizabeth um, as a Gloriana type look, but only angelic, not as a vampire. If that makes any sense, that's just. But all of the way that any spirit appears to you is usually it's pulling things from your mind and kind of clothing itself in that to kind of to give you the impression of the spirit that it wants at the time. That's so, like, just because one person sees it that way doesn't mean that that's how they're supposed to be seen. And in fact, most like ancient descriptions, or maybe at least older descriptions of spirits, they're not actually descriptions of what they look like. Those are giving you hints of what kind of energies that are in that spirit. You see that in the descriptions of the Goetia. Um, by saying like Baal has three heads, that means there's like three different energies going on there. There's like and you have to understand the symbolism for what those symbols meant at the time, and then that kind of gives you an idea of what that spirit is and what it can do, not what it looks like. So anyway, that's what do I know about the Watcher Angels. I know they come from the Book of Enoch, which is not Enochian magic. That's those two different currents, two different strains. Um, they were said to have fallen in love with human women and had sex with them and had the Nephilim, and they're supposed to be like chained in Tartarus, I believe, or something. And if you're about to ask me, well, are they real? Well, yes and no, the same way almost everything else is yes or no. These stories aren't to be taken like literal truth. It's literally like these things happened. Like, they're true, and some of it happened. But um, all of these stories are to teach lessons, not to teach history. I mean, I guess I can, but like, I I guess this is what's my thing. Like, these tools are available to everyone. Like, you can Google the Enochian alphabet and then write the letter for G and then the letter for A and the letter for L, the letter for V, the letter for A, and the letter for H. I mean, I don't know why you need me to do that for you. Like, there's no sigil. Just get, and you can also get, like, they have a font. They have several fonts for Enochian, and they're free. Just download the font and then type it. It is backwards, so you'd want to, the Enochian reads reads backwards to the way we're used to. So you'd want to type the HAVLAG to be accurate, but that's all you need to do. You don't need to wait for me to try to do it. And I'm not saying that to be mean or to pick on anyone. I just this is just the kind of thing that I get a lot. I get a lot of people like, can you do this for me? Can you do this? And it's like, I can't do everything. I can't do everything for everybody. And whenever you get all those requests day in and day out, it feels like everyone wants, it's like you're a cake and everyone's trying to slice a piece of cake off of you. And it's like, some of these things you can just do it yourself. You can do it. Like, please, I'm trying to empower you in the ways that maybe you can't yet. But then there's a lot of things that you can do yourself, and you should try to do as much of it yourself as you can. That's how you learn. That's how you, and that's how you make things your own. Like, if it's all given to you, it's never going to feel like yours, and it's never going to work quite as well. So you need to, you almost need to take everything that you get, and you need to kind of figure it out your way and to make it and find a way to make it your own. Otherwise, it's always going to feel a little foreign. So like, yeah, when you're like, say, like, for example, if you're working with the Atuma, whatever, you're trying to visualize a spirit, don't try to visualize the spirit the way it's described by somebody else. Visualize it the way it comes to you, because then that's your vision of the spirit, and it's much more accurate to you and more personal to you, and therefore will work much better for you than it will be if you're trying to do it the way some medieval guy did it. It's just it's I mean, it can be helpful to like learn the symbolisms that they were using and understand what they were trying to get at, but like, it's always important to try to like personalize it still to understand where they're coming from, but to still recognize when something is yours, or is how it appears to you. But yes, like Hebrew, it reads backwards like Hebrew. Yeah, and you don't have to. And there's all these magical languages, like not languages, but like ciphers. So like, there's like the Celestial and Malik. I can't remember all of a sudden. Passing the River, Thebian. You can just write any of these names in those languages, and they're not languages, they're ciphers. Enochian is the only one that's a different language. The other ones are just ciphers, and you just swap the letters. But and that, that's all you need to do. You write, and you can actually put like and several. This is what are a lot of these sigils that you see in a lot of these books. Maybe not the gallery so much, but I see it in the other ones. You see like it'll have the Hebrew, and then it'll have it in Celestial, and then it'll have it in like Malachim or something like that. It'll have like three different, and that's all they've done is they've just taken the name of the spirit and written it in three different languages, three different magic languages, and then draw a circle around it. And that's a sigil. That's what they've done. You don't have to have, and people act like they've gotten some magic thing, some great magic thing came down from heaven. It's like, no, they just wrote the name in three different languages. Anybody can do that. And if you do it yourself, if you do it by hand, if you sit there and write that out yourself, that is going to be much more powerful for you than what they have given to you. I mean, you can still use the ones. I'm not saying you can't use the ones in the books, but I'm just saying that don't just assume that like what they've done is some deeply secret special thing. Like most of the time, it's just. And a lot of times, like the gallery, I think they cram too much. There's too much. You don't need all of that. There's so many, like the demon sigil for the demons of magic. I'm like, you look at it, it's like, oh my god, that's such a mess. There's so much going on in there that you just don't need it. But that's my personal opinion. And it works. Don't get me wrong; it still works. It's just I would clean it up a bit. What is LHP? That is the left hand path. That stands for left hand path. And the thing that's so funny is like you'll see left hand path a lot, but you hardly ever see anyone talk about right hand path. There's very little left right hand path in occultism today. Um, in fact, someone was like, "You need to write a book on the right hand path," just because there's not one. And I'm like, "You're almost kind of right," but um, and the difference between the right hand path and the left hand path in the most original sources, which are from the East and India, are the right hand path would do the rituals in their head. They would do it as visualizations and meditations, whereas the left hand path would do it for real. But they were doing the same thing and going to the same place. They were just, some were doing it as a meditation and others were doing it for real. So there's not a huge difference originally. And the way it's done in the East now is more of a reaction to Christianity and mainstream religion. And the right hand path has become Christianity or mysticism, and the left hand path is deification of the ego. But there's different versions, and some versions that are a little bit more legitimate to me on the left hand path are creating challenges for yourself to grow and experience to help make you stronger. So that's a little bit more valid use of it. Nothing like there's nothing spiritual about deification of the ego. The ego is a false self, and there's no need to. You should be trying to drop that, not deify it. Anything else? Yeah, but not probably maybe not the way you think. Like I don't do astral projection like the way that you hear about as a out of body experience, but you don't have to do it that way. You can mentally project as well, which is a different thing, which is using um, it's your mind and your imagination. Um, it just takes practice. But now I've never had that out of body experience. I'm not sure how many people really can do that. Seems like some people can do it really easily and some people just can't do it. And I don't know. But have I traveled to the astral plane? Absolutely, yes. Anything else? All right, I guess if you guys don't have anything else, my throat's not used to talking this much. Okay, wait. What can the group do to help me? I mean, I really appreciate like it's nice whenever people actually offer to help and not just want to take something. Um, right now, being patient. Um, I'm doing the best I can to get things done. Just be patient with me, and I will get trying to get the store up, and then after the store, I really want to try to get some courses going. I feel um, and then at that point, like whenever anything is up, just like help, just getting the message out. And we're going to try to start growing the audience and building up a social media presence and stuff, because we're really not even doing that other than like this. We're not really, I'm not doing anything. Um, but just, I appreciate people like asking like, hey, can we help set up the store? It's like, I'm not nothing against anybody. I don't trust anyone else to do it. Like, um, I just don't trust. That's just all of. I mean, you'd have access to all kinds of personal information and stuff. So no, I don't trust anyone to do that. Um. So I appreciate it, but no, maybe I don't know if I'm going to make another book similar to Lucifer's book. That's it's not on the immediate agenda. No. Really, like the main thing, like for help me from me right now, would just be like, um, if you guys just want to send blessing, or healing or protection, those type things, like we're obviously under a lot of attack. Like there are a lot of there are people, and I'm not 100% sure on exactly who it is. I have my suspicions. Other people that post, like there's one magician. If you pay attention in the groups, like I will say something or I'll post something or do something, and the next day he's got almost the exact same thing. It's like one time I was like just mentioned. I might have even mentioned it here, about like something that was happening in astrology to look out for that I just heard about. It's not like I'm a big astrologer or anything. And then like the next day, he's got like a servitor out, um, to take care of that problem. And so the stuff like that can, anyway, that person, I got some readings that showed that they're the ones kind of behind the Etsy stuff. So I don't. Anyway, it's just like so. I'm not trying to necessarily point the finger at anyone as much as I'm just trying to say like, yeah, I think that someone, there's a lot of jealous, um, people out there that even if they don't mean to, like just jealousy can send a bunch of stuff at you. So if you guys want to help with like the best help you can give is like healing, protection, just blessings. All of that would be greatly appreciated. And I'm sure that people are doing it. And I really thank you all. And I thank you all for everything that you do for us and for all the support you give us and everything. And for you don't need to like come hang out here on your Sunday with this. This is and at the same time, like I don't need to do like this isn't really helping either. It's something we're doing together because we want to help each other out. And and we're praying for each other and stuff. And that's like like trying to like it would be nice to have more of a community feeling. That's really kind of think what I would like to eventually kind of build up is more like a community, of good friends and stuff that we can all help each other. And I'm not going to go as far as to call it like a coven or something where, but it would be nice to, like if people could take the take working with each other and for each other more seriously. And like when people post their needs and the different things that people will like take a moment and do a ritual for them or prayer for them or something. And and yeah, so all of that stuff's not, and I know sometimes I come across as being like more negative, and I don't mean to do that. Um, but I really am very grateful for everyone and for all of your support. And I mean, if you look at everything that has happened since, in our communities and stuff, like there's been a lot of bad stuff that's happened, but we've also had a lot of good stuff. A lot of cool books came out. A lot of new things have been revealed, and a lot of um, like new ways of working. Like no one was doing the attunements like this and things before, and um, and Tristan's work, and like in poor Tristan, like he got cursed real hard, and he had and which led to a physical accident, which really hurt him, and like it's really sad how people treat other people, and so yeah, I would just like I kind of miss the way that the community once was under when it was in the earlier days of like the Gallery of Magic discussions and experimentations group. Um, but I think it could be even better than that one day. So, and that's kind of why I wanted to do this was like to help, like obviously it would put a face to me since had never really done that, and just do something. And we're gonna keep doing that. But like I said, I do want to do like more rituals together with people on Zoom. It'll be smaller than not everyone will be able to be a part, but we'll have a few people on here and there, and we'll try to mix it up. And all that'll be fun. I just need to get the store up first. That's kind of our big thing, and we're rewriting and the manuals and trying to figure that stuff out and deal with taxes and all of this and make it look good and everything. And you can see like I wrote like almost 20 different articles to help people understand pathworkings and attunements and stuff. So we're getting a lot done. It's just taking it takes time to do all that stuff. And so yeah, just be patient and we'll get it going. Not really. Like I mean, other than what I always talk about, like I don't care. I don't really care which attunement you work with as much as what the strategy that you're using it for. Like I mean, the strategy is to hit it from every angle imaginable and pick the best thing for you for that thing. And like I always talk about, like the job interview because it's the easiest one. But like everything you do, you should have like to make this part of it work, to make this part of it work, to make this part work. And so, and like I don't mean to repeat myself, like in a way where it sounds like I'm attacking something I've put out, like, but I don't really do Kabbalistic magic, so I don't use the Kabbalistic attunements or the angelic, so the angelic army. That's not. I help create them and I put them out, but I don't use them, and I don't know the best way to use them. But it's the same as what you would do with anything else. Um, to help make things easier, to make things so it'll work. You want to start from whenever you're working, like you want to do a ritual for the idea, and then you want to have an idea to help make it reality, and you want to help every little step it takes to make something a reality. Um, that's how the strategy mainly works, and the other one is to like just be optimistic about it, and sometimes you need to work on that too. Is like um, not to be realistically optimistic that whatever you're doing the magic for is going to work out. So yeah, what do you think about the effectiveness of using several systems of magic in terms of protection? I do think that is the best way, um, because like somebody who might be good at like angel magic might not be under can be undermined a little bit better by like say pagan magic or something. There's um, So there's good sense in having multiple layers. Um, but we all have weak spots, and no one is completely impervious to attack. Like most of the stuff that gets to us, it gets it might get through, but it doesn't. Like someone hit the car a couple of months ago, but we were like my wife was at a standstill in traffic, and a person just kind of bumped, and like so that just means it happened, but it happened in such a way that it didn't hurt anyone or do anything. It didn't damage the car. And so things like that, that's how, like, your protections are working, because sometimes things just have to go off. They just are going to happen. But when you see it happen in such a minuscule way, then your protections are working. I think Josephine McCarthy talked about it one time when someone sent something that had to do with fire, and she had a fuse blow, and it burned for half a second. And it's like, it's still annoying, but it's not it's not as bad as it could have been. The house didn't burn down or anything. So, um, anyway, yeah, insulate yourself with like as many layers and as many different interesting um, outside the box thinking as you can will help. I think will help with your protection. But I'm getting pretty tired. I'm going to go ahead and go. I do appreciate all of you, and we will. I'm not sure if I will be here next week or not. We've got a birthday party scheduled that I'm supposed to be at. So it's a little bit after, but it's the timing is going to be pretty tight. So I'm not sure if I'll be able to be here next week or not. If I'm not, it's not because I'm sick or anything. It's because we're throwing someone a birthday party. Um, so I will keep you up to date on that as I know more. God, it's already that late in the month. That is crazy. So yeah, okay. So let's do the final blessing. I gotta find it again. I moved. Okay. He that is the first sustain us, she that is the end beautify us. Angels of the Lord guard us from all torment. Comfort us all in discord and light our way to supreme life. God of righteousness, pour down love, pleasure, healing, glory, gold, peace, and the secret joy of God. Mother of wisdom, pour down divine knowledge upon us. He that sits on the holy throne, crown and enthrone us in power. Move us to be mighty and rejoice in our power of creation. In the name of the Father, the Mother, and the Holy Children. El Gahodge, Galvar Urbsge, Nenaka'a de Yad, Bronze Getol Mir, Bliorax Ge Itol Osp, Od Olpiert, Ge Insi Diabus, Beovid Pampir Bliorga, Kirasahi Kaniliman Kakam Bustir Adkal and Tharzi, Ada Yada, Mozad Ananaya Pampir Yadnamad, Mirk Ge, Ido Ego Momar Od Velorkospax, Ge Mikals, Zakam Gadin Amikals, Ad Kiron Ge Mikalzo de Kaas, Ga Duayan Ya Yada Accentasa Anenaromi, Ayid. All right, that'll do it. So I will see you all, if not next week, then in 2 weeks. So, all right, take care, everybody. Bye bye.